Welcome to another video from Homestead Hero. Today we're going to be putting a memorial marker in for the dog that we lost a month and a half ago. His name was Gatsby. He was about 13 years old. I can tell you that dog was pretty much my best friend. The wife had him before I met her, and when I met her, me and the dog didn't really get along. Dog never barked, but he was horrible with other animals. Come to find out that she had rescued him from a shelter and he was used as a bait dog for the first 2 years of his life. So he couldn't be around other dogs. I couldn't have him around my Great Dane because the Great Dane was bigger and it triggered some sort of fight response. But as I got to know Gatsby was a phenomenal dog. All he wanted was to be pet, fed, and to nap. That dog could sleep through the kids fighting. That dog could sleep through me cutting grass. That dog could sleep through trees being cut down in the front yard. But if you opened a little Debbie wrapper, he just magically appeared. It was amazing. He would sit at your feet and just wait for scraps. It just made him so happy. He had these little paws, but he was about 80 pounds. He looked mean, but he was a gentle giant. He'd ride in the car with me. We'd drive around to the parks. I couldn't let him out in case someone else had another dog. I'd crack the window and let him look out it. And one morning I let him out before I went to work. An hour later, the wife called me and told me that she couldn't find him. And I told her not to worry about it. You know, Gatsby was a roamer. We've got the 4 acres in the back. He'd walk to the back of the fence, just see what was going on, sniff around, look. Well, got home from work that night. She still hadn't seen him. Her and the kids drove everywhere looking for him, all around. But here it's hard because we have so much ag fields around us. I mean, acres and acres. So it was raining that night. I threw on a raincoat, and I just started marching through cornfields. And no luck. My buddy Mark came over, he helped me in the search. He also got soaked, but we still couldn't find him. 2 days went by of us just searching and nothing. We do have honeysuckle on the right and left side of the property. The wife and the neighbor walked it and they couldn't find him. But something just didn't seem right. He was never one to really try to escape. So I started walking this honeysuckle and I found him. About 15 feet in, he had dug himself a hole. The only thing sticking out was his little back legs. So it was just his time to go. But it's still disheartening. I'm used to tripping over him at night when I go to pee. I'm used to waking up in the mornings and he would get up when I got up and go lay by the door and wait for me to let him out. He'd be standing at the door when I got home from work, just wagging his tail, just thrilled and happy to be here. So she had had him so long that he was a staple of this house. I mean, it still feels empty without him. He followed me everywhere. I even set him up a couch in the barn so he could lay there while I lifted or worked on things. And he was a perfect barn dog. He'd just lay there. I had a fan on the ground for him. He'd just lay in front of the fan, or he'd go lay out in the sun. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. I cried a lot. I had a fire, had some drinks, and I just cried. I still miss my dude. But I felt like we needed a way to remember him. More than just pictures. You know, he was a part of this house. He was a part of this homestead. So I got on the internet, and Memorial Labs sell these headstones that you can have them custom made. You can have whatever quote you want. You can have your picture put in it. So I did that. I got the biggest one they had. And I'd say within 2 weeks they mailed it to me. The packaging was amazing. They like triple wrapped it in some sort of bubble foam. I opened it and it was everything I thought it was going to be. We haven't had time to put it in due to kids sports. I'm sure you understand. They are life consuming and work. But today I'm going to put this in. We're going to put it over by that big tree at the back side of the pond so we can overlook the pond. We called him Fats. Never made a noise unless you were eating. And then he'd make this little whine like he was starving to death, knowing damn well that he was about 30 pounds overweight. But I loved my dude. And we're going to install this headstone today. First thing we got to do is we got to find a place we want to put it. know me and the wife had discussed putting it on the other side of the tree. I'm not a big proponent of that just because that's where the kids' swings are. They get ran over by a dirt bike where I could hit it with a mower. So, yeah, here, big perfect. I'm gonna put it right here, facing the pond. I'm gonna try to put it at an angle. That way it kind of sticks up a bit so you can read it. Make this outline so I know where to dig. I'm gonna dig it deeper than the stone itself. That way I can put sand underneath it and make it completely flat. If it rocks, if it has a weak spot, it's like tile, it'll break. So we're gonna go a little deeper, try to put it at an angle, backfill with sand. Yeah, everybody perfect. The problem I knew I was going to have is planting it this close to a tree. I'm going to have to fight roots all the way down. Move. Perfect. Well, it looks like we've got a good fit. I got the angle I want. Time to get some sand. Before I add this sand, I'm going to dig out the front a little more. From in front of it, that way it has an easier look and it won't look like it's like crookedly buried. pretty happy with that. Really happy with that. No. I'm just filling in these small holes so it stays solid. Solid, holding my body weight. And then once it rains, it'll really start to suck into the ground. But we put that angle on it. So putting that angle on is going to help keep it visible.